Before this episode starts, I wanted to address a few mistakes that were made in the recording. For one, I'm Steven. I'm the main host. I did not address that in the beginning of the recording. My audio is a bit wonky for the first 6 minutes. I had the wrong mic turned on default, but I did fix it later in the middle of recording. And Alan prefers to be called Ming, so he'll be addressed as Ming for all future appearances on this channel. That was all. Have a good one, and enjoy the discussion.
Hello, and welcome to the Cosmic Casters channel. I'm one of the main hosts of this channel, and with me I've got the anime connoisseur himself, Alan.
Hello.
Today is the 1-year anniversary of Nintendo Switch Online.
We have a special thing, because why?
And I wanted to do a reflections episode on what we think of NSO. For disclosure, I'll throw this out here first. The both of us were a part of a, family group, but friend group, essentially. So both of us paid $8.75 for our year membership. So we did not pay the full $20 for one person. With that being said, Alan.
That has not changed a dang thing for me.
I'll ask you this first, okay? What were your thoughts when they first announced Nintendo Switch Online?
First thoughts was, I couldn't wait. Then second thoughts, as soon as they explained it, was, oh god, why? And it has continued to show me, oh god, why does this exist? That has been every thought, every week that I look at Nintendo Switch Online. So,
okay.
How about this? Let's go through what Nintendo Switch Online offers you today. And, yeah, let's talk about that, because, oh wow, that was some thought process.
Okay, well, let me actually...
Yeah, I actually already have it up. I already have it up right now. So, we have their main features. We have online play, NES,
which we've already had.
Super NES online.
Yeah, they added Super NES online last week, I believe.
Correct. Save Data Cloud. Good God.
For most games, not all games.
A smartphone app, and then what they call special offers. And we'll get to that. We'll leave that one for a bit, because we got to talk about that one.
All right.
So online play.
Online play. We've had this for over a year, I believe, with the Switch's lifespan. In the trailers, they marketed this as a new thing. It's no, but we've had this for so long already.
So here's the deal. I love the idea that, hey, online play, we've had it for free for so long, okay, fine. But here's the thing. I expected this to get better. In my opinion, we've gotten worse online
now,
play.
Here's the thing. I agree, because, now that we're paying for online play, shouldn't Nintendo put more money or more time into improving the netcode? Now, I'm gonna do a little bit of a redirect. Okay. There's a video that Maximilian put out that I'll have in the description that basically explains how Japan's philosophy works with technology and community in general. There's an idea of not invented here, which basically means if it's not made in Japan, then Japan's not going to use it. For example, rollback netcode. It was not made in Japan, therefore Japan's not going to use it. Yeah, so while we expected the netcode to get better, we have Super Mario Maker 2, which is atrociously. So
So it's a real question mark in my opinion. Like in my opinion, online play is a rough place right now. It has, in terms of usage, gotten not much better than it was ever before. It has definitely not become easier to have online play with friends. That's a whole barrel of problems right now. Where
I mean, to be fair, in the most recent Nintendo Switch update, they finally added friend invites on a system level. So from what I understand, you go to in the game, you invite friends, and then on your friend's system, in their profile, they will see this invite to launch the game and play.
now here's the problem with that. Not all games support direct.
I mean, it just came out.
Oh, you would think that, oh, hey, new update, it adds online play invites. Core games should have invites though, right?
I didn't look at the list to see what games did not support.
Let's just say it's a very puny list. It's a very...
Okay, what is the list? Do you know offhand?
I'm gonna bring it up right now.
And then I'll have it on screen as well.
Whenever I've gone ahead and now utilized this, it has kind of been a pain. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've not been too keen on this. And just the way that it kind of handles has been kind of frustrating. I will say, online play to me has just not been ideal. It really has not been ideal. And they have, in a way, kind of been it's been slow. It's a slow crawl to get to the point where we can invite friends, actually. That's actually, it seems like, yeah. It's become a very different situation where almost the games are first, the social aspect of enjoying the games are second. That's kind of the problem. That's kind of the problem right now. There really isn't a very good way. And the funny thing is that people still make the joke about, hey, I want to play with my friend overseas or something, or like my friend 2 blocks down the street. How do I tell him, hey, I'm jumping on Smash, can we play? And the joke of it was that call your friend, text them, and that's it.
Let's be honest. As soon as they announced,
you have phones, right?
As soon as they announced, and we'll talk more about this later, but that smartphone app. No, we're just gonna use Discord. We're just gonna use Discord.
It's pretty bad when directly your console has no real feature to get people to be like, hey, I want to play a game with you, because you see them are playing the game with you. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad when you can't do that. But again, it's kind of frustrating. That's pretty frustrating. But it happens.
Okay, so shall we move on to NES and recently added Super NES online games? Now, listen, okay. When they announced the NES games, I was kind of like, all right, sure, I'll play them for like a day. And then they announced that, they're going to add new games every month. It's like, okay, but there's not a whole lot that I'm looking forward to playing on this library. Yeah, what do you think about the NES library today, specifically? We'll talk about SNES in a bit.
I'm literally right now bringing up the NES library because, oh boy, let's just say, I've not been impressed. Like, I love me some NES games, okay? I love me some NES games. But this listing of NES games right now, I have not been impressed. There's the big ones, the big ones are here. That's nice. But, I just don't care for it. At this point, and again, I'm probably in the minority of people who's like, yeah, I like NES games, but I'm not looking to go ahead and spend all my time in NES games at all. And then, to me, the selection isn't the bad part. The selection, I think, is decent. I think the selection of games is decent here. Like, just scrolling through it right now, key highlights, Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros. 3, because that's amazing. River City Ransom, it's been forever. Ghost and Goblins, Double Dragon, we have Solomon's Key. If no one has played Solomon's Key, it's gonna be hilarious to watch people play Solomon's Key. Metroid is on there, Ninja Gaiden's there, you know. Blaster Master's on there, Kirby's Adventure's on there. It's good. It's a good variety there, but the problem is just that it's a why should I care scenario, in my opinion. Nothing here specifically screams out to me as, oh yeah, I cannot wait to have this as part of a membership thing. And correct me if I'm wrong, you can't play these offline, can you?
No, I don't think so. And someone can correct this, or I can look it up and I'll put it on screen, any extra information. But I think you have to be connected to access these. Another thing that I think Nintendo talked about was the system will actually check every 3 hours if you have NSO. I think I can't. I will put an explanation up on screen, and we'll see.
But it's always kind of a pain. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not been a long list of things that has filled me with the want to be like, oh yeah, I'm enjoying going back to play these games. I'm not pleased with it. I'm not pleased with it specifically, not because the selection's bad per se, but because at this point, where the heck is the rest of our library? That's a kind of pitiful showing, in my opinion. It's just it's not the virtual console.
No,
it is not our virtual console.
It's a far cry. Yeah,
it's a far cry. Okay,
so moving on. I'm actually much more enjoying the Super NES lineup, mainly because you have Link to the Past. I remember seeing Kirby's Dream Course, which a feature we forgot to mention. NES and SNES games, if they have multiplayer mode, you have online multiplayer functionality. So you could play Kirby's Dream Course with a friend. You have Super Metroid, which I also want to play. Let me pull up the full list here. Those are what jump out to me the most on what they added. Oh, F-Zero 2. I want to try that for a day or two.
I'm right now in the app. I'm right now in the SNES app. And like you said, Breath of Fire's there. I gotta shout that out.
Oh, Yoshi's Island is there too.
I love the fact that the choice out of the gate for SNES is a lot better.
Oh yeah,
in my opinion,
100%.
It's a lot better. Is it still? It's not our virtual console. Let's get that straight.
No.
It is not our virtual console. We are still a far cry away from that. It's a better showing, at least day one.
Absolutely,
it's a better day one showing. Does it make it worth the price?
Well, we'll talk about pricing later towards the end.
I will say it's a much better showing. It's a much better showing. I definitely have more games in this list that I'm recommending to people. Hey, if you've never tried Breath of Fire, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, why don't you check it out? It's right there on your Switch.
Yeah, there you go.
Just give it a good try. It's a good old game, And then for the people who've never played, Super Metroid or Link to the Past, just get your life together, there's things here to do. Get on it. So, but yeah, it's a much better showing. They even have the old classic Pilot Wings. Do you know the last Pilot Wings that we got that was good? It's a pain. It's a pain, my friend. we had a very strange thing. And it's funny that we have Pilot Wings coming on SNES back to us. So yeah, but I will say it's a much nicer showing, and it's a lot more respectful of the IPs. Now, here's me though. I'm an RPG guy, okay? I see Breath of Fire and I'm thinking, where's my mother? Where's my mother series?
So here, I'll springboard off of that. Okay. Here's another thing that they announced with the SNES online games. They're no longer adding NES and SNES games monthly. They're not doing that anymore. So this tells me that we will not get Mother 1, Earthbound, or the fabled localization of Mother 3 anytime soon.
Well, better shut down my Super Nintendo app and rethink.
Did you not know that they're not doing the monthly releases? Well, there you go.
No.
They did say that.
Wow.
So
that's soul crushing.
Yeah.
Wow. Find out your current news today, boys. Get wrecked.
Well, now you know. I do think we should move forward. Next on the list is one of the most controversial topics when it first came out, when the information first came out: save data cloud backup.
Wow, F this thing. So story time for everyone listening. I have possibly sometimes the worst luck of all time. Okay?
Oh yeah. Oh, I know it's coming. Oh no.
I was a guy. Had a Switch day one. Love my Switch. I played so many games on it. I had saved data from Legend of Zelda, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Lego Marvel, Attack on Titan 2. I had a fair amount of games that I've been playing, okay? I love my Switch. I go ahead. There needed to be some way, and I thought, oh, there's gotta be a way I can scrape my data. Just in case. One day, I put my Switch into my dock like I normally do, play some Switch, fall asleep. I wake up to a screen that made no sense. It said, restart your Switch. I said, okay, no big deal, restart it, that's weird, but fine. Next thing I know, I am boot looping the Nintendo screen. I go ahead, take out the SD card, I have to send it in for repairs. In that time, my Switch died. It died on me. I could get none of my save data back. I lost everything. I had at least 200 hours alone in just Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
And guess what Nintendo announced less than 2 weeks later? Save data cloud backup. Here's the problem with Nintendo. Still hasn't gotten the memo. Here's how save data cloud backup initiation works. Nintendo publishers and third-party publishers must opt in for save data cloud backup. Now, not every third-party developer is going to do this, but for Nintendo, you'd think that every game will have save data cloud backup. Guess what upcoming releases will not have save data cloud backup? Pokemon, I'm pretty sure, and I know for sure that Animal Crossing will not have save data cloud backup. You would think that Animal Crossing is probably one of the best games to have that. Maybe. Probably. Right? As far as other games, I know...
Here's my problem. I almost always have some level of frustration with cloud-based saving. I don't mind it. I think it's very good to have a cloud-based save. But the fact that there on some level is no way to get your data locally, your save data locally off of it, if the thing scraps, is like there's no local option to back up your data. Like right now, if I was to go to my Switch, take out the SD card that's in there, it doesn't help me. It only has screenshots and videos. It has no save data. It has no way for me to copy my save data to that SD card and take it with me.
Not even if you transfer the game data over to the SD card?
No. All save data stays on the console. So if your console dies, you lose everything. The only thing that you can do is send your data to a nearby console. That's it.
Well, this was before Save Data Cloud Backup was a thing.
Correct. And even now, if you have your Save Data Cloud set up, everything gets either backed up to the cloud or backed up to the console. But it does not let you back up to an SD card.
And I actually thought of another example that people were really upset at. Splatoon 2 doesn't have Save Data Cloud Backup. And you know the reason why? And they reported on this. There was an interview with a publication. The reason why was because they were afraid of cheating.
I'll give you one better that makes no sense of why it's not supported. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. Why does that?
Wait, really?
It does not. It does not do. It lets you save it to the cloud. That data to the cloud. It does not let you do it. It's not supported. What reason is there for that besides the whole gotta catch 'em all hype?
We're not going to go into that conversation here.
But there's a long list of concerns there. Like, considering that, yes, I'm very happy now that I have the mental safety of knowing a majority of my games are being saved to the cloud for their save data. I'm super happy that it came. And I'm happy I have a Switch to actually play with. Yes, this is maybe my third one. But, with Save Data Cloud, I'm kind of also upset that there's no local way to save your data. That is infuriating. They have given you no option but get the actual online so you can save it to the cloud, or your SOL. And that's it.
Next on the list is a thing that I used for all of 20 minutes.
I wish I could say I used it for that short a time.
The smartphone app. It's completely useless, right? So basically, you had voice chat through the phone, but not through the console. That was the main use, was voice chat for like Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart. Now they've added like Splatoon 2 like news, and they have like this Smash Brothers feed, which was neat, to be honest, because people could share their clips and whatever through the smartphone app. But it's still not worth having, because this stuff is not on the console itself. At least the Smash Brothers news feed type. Yeah. So I'm just like, it's not worth it. There's nothing that jumps out to me as I have to use this on a like daily to every 3 days basis to check on stuff.
So it's interesting. I was someone who actually tried to use this thing. I really tried, okay? I wanted to give this thing the benefit of the doubt, and I've used it a collective couple of hours. I've used it for a couple hours, which is, I'm very surprised at myself even. And I can tell you, it's, if you have a setup that can accommodate it, it's nice, but then why would I not just go to Discord and talk to people?
Yeah, like we said before, Discord.
I've had very positive experiences on it, but is it worth having a setup just to get it running? That's a whole other story, considering I'm in a very, I would say, unique setup where I have a pair of headphones. My pair of headphones let me connect wired to my Switch, but also Bluetooth to my phone. So I can actually listen and talk on the phone or through the Nintendo Switch online app, and then also still hear the game audio. Now, is it ideal? No. Is it better than what Nintendo's solution was? Absolutely. But I will say, like, honestly, even having that scenario where it helps it a little bit, I still don't find a lot of use cases for it. And the worst part is that not a lot of people are doing it either. Especially now, when it came out, you could actually find lots of rooms with people having their mic on.
Yeah, like I would
Switch Online.
use it, every blue moon for like Mario Kart voice chat, but even that was like rare, and that was on launch.
Yeah,
by the way. That was launch stuff.
Exactly. Like right now, like I went on Mario Kart just last week to play a little bit of Mario Kart, and I was joined on the app. I think I did at least 10 different games, 10 different games of it, and I couldn't get a single person to join on the Nintendo Switch app. I don't know if that means that. Yeah, it's not, but it's just kind of one of those things in that it's not like having it on encourages other people to do it anymore. Before, at least with the initial love of it, it was the idea, oh, someone's on voice chat. Let me jump on there. Because I will say, when you get people who were on voice chat, they were very nice. I had a lot of good experiences on voice chat. The problem is that very few people were on there for voice chat. So, it became a very much, like, since it's already hard enough, it becomes less of an incentive to want to go ahead and do this kind of ridiculous setup. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of ridiculous of a setup. Like, there's no good way around it.
Yeah, and just to move on really quick, and I'm gonna touch on this a little bit. I actually liked the Smash Brothers little newsfeed type thing. I'm not sure if I haven't checked it in, who knows how long, but I'm not sure if it's active. I can imagine that it might be.
It is.
Okay.
It's very active. I actually will say, I still check clips on it every once in a rare blue moon, especially when new fighters come out. It is amazing, some of the clips that come out of there. I will say, it's a very special thing to see that.
Well, then I'm glad it's still there, and people are still using it. Okay. Alright. Now, when they announced this service back in 2017, or 2018, my bad, last year, they said, exclusive offers for members. What did they launch with? A Splatoon 2 t-shirt and a Zelda Breath of the Wild Link t-shirt. Okay.
Did you get one?
I got the Breath of the Wild, but not the Splatoon 2 t-shirt, no.
I had a very interesting scenario where I tried really hard to get the Breath of the Wild
I
shirt.
think, I'm not going to name names, but I think that the family group leader had to initiate it. I'm pretty sure. Right?
No, you could initiate as long as you were a member of it. It didn't matter. Because you could do it. But it was interesting because it was very much so limited, if you could believe that. So it was never... It became even worse, in my opinion, in that, A, it was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but then it made it worse in that they tried to make it like a limited item.
The biggest one that me, as a digital buyer, used and will still use once I make a European Switch account is the Nintendo Switch Online vouchers. It was good if you're a digital buyer. The main problem with this, though, is that for North America, and only North America, there was a time limit on when you could buy them. I don't know why it was North American only. Well, the just having it end was only in North America. But for me as a main digital purchaser for Switch games, I used it. And once I make a European Switch account, I will still use it. The problem is just, it was for people. I'm not. I know that I'm not the only one who primarily buys digitally, but I'm in the minority. I can guarantee you that I'm in the minority of this. So people obviously didn't use it a lot of the time. So What were your thoughts on those?
I was pretty upset, honestly. I was one of the people who thought, oh, vouchers, that's actually really good, truthfully. And I think it really was something that was special in my opinion. But to me, my problem with it is just that everything was so small and like done in such a small way that I'm more bothered by the way it was done, truthfully. Like a perfect example is, like you said, the vouchers that came to North America finally. There was such a limited time. I think it was like what, 2-3 months it was out only.
So they launched worldwide on the same day, and then they ended sometime in July. I think they came out in June with the release of pre-purchase announcement for Mario Maker 2. So yeah, that's how long they lasted in North America.
Yeah, I was unfortunate and missed out on the whole voucher entirely. I found out about it late because I was stuck in a lot of things, and then to realize later, like, wait a minute, it isn't an amazing deal. It's a good deal, but it's not an amazing deal. But it's like, to make it worse, it was just the idea that it was a short time. It wasn't like a permanent deal, you know. In my opinion, that's something like, hey, we're paying for a service that realistically is already not really reaching that far in terms of what it's offering. But now to make it worse, it's also temporary. A lot of things that are coming to us. That doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel fair, almost.
So the other offer, which I know you got quite a bit of use out of, and I know that a lot of other people have, is Tetris 99, Tetris Battle Royale. I liked it. I didn't play it all that much, after the first, couple weeks. I got number 7, and then I'm like, alright, I'm done.
I'm probably very strange, because I love me some Tetris 99. I really do. I check in on that game, maybe every 2 weeks. I at least play 5 to 10 matches of it really quickly, just because it's that easy pick up play hype, that you just get in, get out, and go, There's something about that. I will say, when they first announced it, I was hype, and it actually showed up and continued to be that way.
And they're still supporting it too.
Really amazing. Yeah, the fact that they have the big block DLC, and in my opinion, the fact that the big block DLC has been really good.
Oh, you bought it? Okay.
Oh yeah, I did. I play it enough. I do. It's a weird thing. For me, the game was the way to get back into Tetris in a really fun, multiplayer way. But with it, in addition, was just enjoying Tetris again, the Switch is, in my opinion, the best console to have Tetris on. So the closest we had up to that point, I think, was Puyo Puyo Tetris.
You're right.
And I had that. I did have Puyo Puyo, and I love it. It's anime Tetris, so hey, what's wrong with that? I'm all for that. But to have a more traditional Tetris, hey, 2 players share battle, pass the Joy-Con, and play right then and there, that's pretty fun. And then, recently, the big thing was getting local arena up to 8 people to play in person. It's really good, I will say I love it, I think it adds a nice variety, but it's, again, one offering, that's amazing, but it's one of those things that I'm not crazy about. It's a great addition. I love it. But I don't know. I don't think that's a big seller for...
Okay, well, I want to try to wrap it up here. Alright. Again, for disclosure, we've paid $8.75 for a whole year. And, we did not pay the full $20 separately. Would you consider renewing your membership?
so my schedule doesn't allow me to actually play online as often as I used to. Even at $8, I actually wouldn't renew. I have to actually debate whether I would renew or not, just because it's that little I use it, and it's that few things that it gets me.
Even
At this
even
point,
with the SNES save data and Tetris.
so the only reason I would stay is for the sense of security, save data. Truthfully, SNES games, I've played them a dozen times. I'm sure anyone who's playing those SNES games for nostalgia reasons, generally is because they've played it maybe a dozen plus times. Tetris 99 is amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's amazing fun. I would recommend it entirely if you have the online service. Play it. It's fun. You'll enjoy it. There's something about Tetris in that kind of style that just works, and it's fun. And it's got the same hook of just one more game. So it's good to know. But overall, it's like, if it wasn't for the sake of I'm looking to go ahead and be safe now that I've had a console burn and crash on me like this, I probably wouldn't renew. I'm literally renewing out of the idea of, man, I want some save data just in case. Tetris 99 is fun, and in case I ever get the whim to play online, it's like, okay, cool, I can.
So,
If it wasn't
will you be renewing today?
today, probably. It's one of those sad things. Out of those two things, I probably am going to renew, and it's not a I want to renew, it's a I kind of have to because I'm nervous about things, and I just don't trust the Switch enough, truthfully.
I'm the same. I'm of the mind of, like, I still want to play the SNES games that I listed off earlier. I want that save data cloud backup for the games that have it, Nintendo. And, I'll every once in a while I'll turn on Tetris 99. Everything else is either for the online play stuff, we've already had that. The smartphone app, I don't use it, and the NES library is kind of other than your classic games. Any other final thoughts you got?
I don't know. Nintendo Switch Online it's been a bumpy ride. It's been a bumpy ride because when they initially announced it, I was not ready for it. And they made no compelling reason to be excited for it. When they explained it in more detail, it felt much worse. And then as time has gone by, they've gotten better with what they're offering, especially when Tetris 99 came out. And when Tetris 99 came out, I thought this was their turning point for Nintendo Switch Online, and then they just kind of coasted on that. And at this point, I'm waiting for the next thing, truthfully, to give me a reason to care about Nintendo Switch Online again. Like, SNES is awesome. I'm not gonna lie. SNES games are always close and near and dear to my heart, but it's not the thing that's gonna get me to stay with it right now. And sadly, the thing that kind of has me stuck with it is the idea that I'm nervous another Switch will die, and I need that security of, oh yeah, I can get my save data if I need it. That's kind of sad. That's kind of a sad excuse.
And you just upgraded to the newer model, right, with the battery life?
Yep, exactly. I just did that too. So there's a lot of things that kind of play into it. Some of it is my own fears. Some of it is just the offering itself is mediocre at best. But overall, it's like, if you're not that type of gamer who plays online, and it's like, why bother right now? There's very little things that's compelling, in my opinion, which is the concern. Especially if you're going in alone to pay for this
Yeah,
thing.
$20? No. If you care about NES and SNES, $20 a year is passable. If you don't, try to buddy up with a friend or two or family members and do the $35 a year. split it. That is the best recommendation that I think we can give to you. Is try to do family membership with somebody. So, all right,
split the pain. Split the pain.
Split the pain. All right. Well, I'm gonna end it off here. If you enjoyed us rant about Nintendo Switch Online, please feel free to like the video, comment below to either say how wrong we are or offer your own opinions.
Tell us, what do you think Nintendo Switch Online needs to actually be worth its money? Because that's what I'm curious about. What do you think it needs?
Yeah, what do you think Nintendo should add or edit in the NSO offering list? And subscribe for more. We got podcasts for the Legend of Zelda franchise, the Fire Emblem franchise, Kakariko Road, and Lords of Mercenaries, respectively. Ming and I are going to be launching a new podcast on this channel next week, or in a couple weeks from now, called The Anime Way. We are still trying to structure that together, but right now our main idea is talking about seasonal anime and encouraging viewers like you to watch more anime.
So be ready. Watch more anime.
So be ready for that. Well, I guess that's it for now. Have a good one.
Good night, everyone.